What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Movie X Kicks, and as you can see, I have all my Air Maxes out, and I'm going to be doing a special review of all my Air Maxes in honor of Air Max Day, which was just past 3/26, which I just missed. So, but better late than never. Shit, let's go. So as you see, there's a lot going on right here. These are all my Air Maxes that I have. This is going to be like my second annual Air Max Day. Air Max Day was March 26th, which is pretty much every March 26th for the past few years. That is kind of paying homage into this historic shoe. Actually, Air Max is actually approaching 30, so they're actually 30 right now. So it's just kind of crazy to see all the different renditions and how the shoe is kind of elevated throughout the years, and it's obviously a lot of all-time people's favorite shoes. You know, a lot of sneakerheads like myself kind of pay homage to Air Maxes. That's their favorite shoe. That's their go-to. You know, and this is kind of like one of my favorite shoes of all time as well. Not just jumping on the bandwagon, but Air Maxes and Air Force Ones were kind of like my first kind of sneakerhead shoe when I first started to get into the sneaker game. So throughout this review, I'm going to be basically talking about the new Air Maxes that I have, and I guess I'm kind of gonna do like a numbering system and talk about the different Air Maxes and like when they came out, you know, and all that nature, and also. Air Max actually released a video. It's like a 26-minute video, and I'm gonna put the link in the description in the bio if I can find it. But it was a dope introspective of basically the history of Air Max, the 30 years, and it talks about all the different elevations it's gone through, like from how it was created to all the basically different. They have a list of all the basic different sneakerheads that are kind of speaking on about Air Maxes, like from the creators of Air Max Day. Excuse me, the designers of Air Maxes right now, big sneakerheads, DJs, and big influencers of the sneaker game, kind of in this documentary talking about it. So I'm gonna try to find it. I watched it. It's on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link in the description at the bio so you guys can watch that. It's a dope documentary on the history of Air Max, of one of the most prestigious shoes to ever come out, if you ask me. So I'm gonna start clearing all this out. Air Max Day a review last year. So a lot of these shoes I still have from last year. So I'm guessing instead of doing all of them, I'm going to show you my favorites, and then I'm going to show you I guess, my favorites, and then I'm going to show you, I guess, the newest Air Maxes that I've had since last year. I think I've gotten about 5 or 6 pairs since last year. I'm going to start off with these Atmos Air Maxes. Atmos is kind of like a big brand with, obviously, with Nike. Atmos is kind of their own style, basically putting that elephant print style in through most of their shoes. They're Japanese. They're mostly known in Japan because that's where Atmos is developed from, in Japan. And pretty much every average Atmos shoe that comes out pretty much sells out quickly and resells for a high dollar amount. This one came out originally in '07, but it was re-released, I want to say, back in 2013 or 14. No, actually, excuse me, 2015, I want to say. So I still spent a lot of money on this shoe. The resale on this actually sells for like almost $700. This is basically in really, really good condition. I think I've only worn these a handful of times, but Atmos is one of my favorite Nike collabs. I just love pretty much anything they get together and do anything with Nike. Like I said, they always instantly sell out, and they always resell. I think the average, almost resells for $700, and that's pretty much almost average for an Atmos shoe, far as I'm going. So these are actually one of my favorites. I'm not a huge Air Max 95 guys. I really love Air Max 90s and 97s for the most part, but to me this one actually stood out the most between 95s. And like, I love, if you guys been following me for a while, you know I love shoes with themes. This is kind of the reason why I got this shoe is because it stood out in the crowd, obviously. But this shoe is more special than most of the other Air Maxes because it was only exclusive shoe for Japan. I actually bought these off eBay, and I had a guy that lived in Japan. He sent them to me, obviously, but I just thought these were a dope shoe just because they basically are modeled after Mount Fuji, which is like one of the highest, tallest mountains in Japan. Basically, kind of that's what the shoe kind of references as. And I just thought I thought it was just different how I had the just and then the do it kind of going across. I just love like that aspect of the shoe because not a lot of shoes really have that on there. Like most of the clothing have just do it, but I've never really seen a shoe that has just do it. And also, if you look in the very top of here, it has Air Max, but then it has the Mount Fuji in the on the tongue. And also kind of, and it has this kind of blue kind of crystal snowflakes kind of immersed in throughout the sole of the shoe. Like I said, kind of giving it that Mount Snow vibe off of it. And like I said, I just love like little touches like that. And if you flip it over on the back, it has the someone for Japan, and this is Mount Fuji in Japanese on under the shoe. Like I said, just a small details, but that just are so different in this shoe that you don't see in mostly any other shoes. Like I said, it was exclusively in Japan. It retailed, I want to say, for like 150, and I think I got them for like 300. Yeah. But most definitely one of my favorite Air Max 95 because it's only exclusively in Japan and they were very limited. And these to me were kind of these came out actually, if I'm not mistaken, they came out last year Air Max Day. These were kind of the last winter for every, if you guys don't know, I'm sure you do know, but every year Nike selects winners for Air Maxes that they're designed, and for each they did a whole spew about each of the countries that people in, and they rep their country. So the guy that won this one, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but this is from Seoul, Korea. And I just love this shoe. A lot of people slept on this shoe. Like, this shoe was going for really high before it came out. Like, I see the shoe going for like almost $1,000, and then it just, I don't know what happened. Like, when it came out, the price just went down like that. Like, I basically got these for retail. Basically, like I said, I love things. The thing that brought me to this shoe that I loved it so much was that it basically is the theme of Seoul, Korea, and the bright lights of Seoul, Korea, showing off the night lights, showing off the bright and beautiful colors of the neons throughout all of Seoul, Korea. That's kind of basically the trademark of the shoe. Also, it also kind of glows in the dark, kind of like when you hit the night light on it. Like you had not infrared, but a black light on it. It kind of blings out at night. So like I love this shoe. Like I thought this was like probably one of the more slept on shoes of the year when it came out. Like I said, I'm not for sure why people kind of just slept on this shoe. So, but this is a really, like I said, a dope shoe. I love the color. It kind of has that crest kind of toothpaste color, But like I said, these neon lights that it represents, I think was just a dope introspective of the shoe and kind of him repping his country. So yeah, I thought the check probably would have been bigger on this. I think that would have really made the shoe kind of stick out. And these right here are probably one of my funniest shoes that I got recently from these Air Maxes. I love, like, they go perfectly with what I have on right now. But like I said, everything that you guys know I love with themes, and this is no different. This to me was probably one of the most slept on Air Maxes of the year. I know I'll probably say that about a lot of shoes, but to me, coming from the generation that I came from, this to me, it spoke to me. Like I had to get this shoe, and I was mad that I was mad that I got these shoes because they came out early. Then I happened to go to the store, and they were like at the store. Like everyone slept on these shoes. Like they were still sitting at the store, but basically the reason why I love these shoes so much is because these are the Air Max 97s, but they're based off Nintendo 64, the console. So everything about these shoes kind of stands out, and it brings back like a lot of childhood memories, like playing GoldenEye, Ken Griffey, wrestling. Like these were all my favorite games, and they basically put them into a shoe. And I just loved every aspect. Basically, they took the controller from the Nintendo 64 and basically made it into the shoe. They put like the yellow kind of, where where the air bubbles are, kind of like in the yellow parts of the arrows of the shoe. And if you it's a small, if you look closely, they're actually arrows going into the gray part of the shoe, kind of ensembling like the left, right, left, right. It comes with actually like 5 different color shoestrings: blue, red, green. So you can kind of you can interchange all the different laces in there, to kind of give you different colors of the different consoles, or excuse me, other different controllers, because kind of the controllers had all those array of colors in them on the buttons. And at the tongue, they have the power and they have the reset for like the console. So like I said, this was, like I said, one of the best geared theme shoes that I really like, and a lot of people slept on. Like, this is, to me, like I said, this brings back childhood. Every time I see a shoe, I just think, obviously Nintendo 64, but all the fun I had whooping my best friend in GoldenEye. So, but one of the next ones I'm going to talk about, it came out actually almost last summer. This is kind of one of the more recent Air Maxes that I've gotten. This was the Be True edition of Nike, and every year Nike basically comes out with a slew of shoes far as the guarding the LGBT community, kind of showing their respect and homage towards everything that they're about. And so I guess this year was a little different, because this is year they actually did to me, a lot of the shoes that they had were better than usual. Like, most times I see their shoes and I'm just kind of like, man, those are lame. But this year they really went in and went to the whole Be True campaign, and really they upped their shoe game up. Like, they actually did more of clothing. They did better on their shoes. And this is the Air Max 90. Air Max 90 obviously is one of my favorites. So I kind of had to kind of get this one. To me, I've only worn this shoe literally one time, but to me, everything about this shoe just kind of stood out, and I just thought it was really dope. That white kind of OG style they got in there, kind of with the old white kind of canvas. I love that OG white canvas. And kind of with the black, the midguard with the leather, and kind of that almost that infrared orange on the Air Max. And the thing that kind of stood out about this is how they had the different checks, but the checks were in different colors of the rainbow, and each color of the rainbow symbolized a different word. Pink is sexuality, red is life, yellow is healing, orange is healing, yellow is sunlight, green is nature, teal is magic, blue is serenity, and purple is spirit. So like I never knew before this that the rainbows actually stood for words and different meanings. Like I said, I love this shoe. It's actually like a very, like, people get flack for wearing this because they're LGBT community, but I thought the shoe is dope as a whole, because all the different array of colors in there. I thought they did a dope design. Obviously going with the LGBTQ theme, and also I went and got the whole thing. I went and got the socks, and I had this hoodie. And I've literally, I think I've really worn only these once. Like, so I never really wear them. But I was like, that was one of the things that I was like, man, this is just dope. Like, I kind of have to get these shoes. Like, I thought they were dope. I'm probably going to rock these. I need to rock these this summer, because these are a dope Air Max 90. Like, I love 90s. So I'm a 90s freak. And this is my favorite. This is my newest favorite Air Max. And like I said, once again, this was more of a theme based shoe. It was basically from the movie called The Missing Link. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of different color boxes. So anytime there's a different type of different box in the plain orange box, I'm a fan of. And I really appreciate that they went all deep into the theme of what this shoe's about. Kind of when you get this, it says, hey, they call me Susan. And that's basically from the character in the movie who this shoe is about. I just, like I said, basically this whole box symbolizes the outfit, which I love. We're gonna talk about. Basically, this movie is basically called. These are the Air Max 1 Susans, and it's from the movie Missing Link, which came out about almost 2 years ago now. But basically, it symbolizes a Yeti who's basically trying to find his lost family members, and basically Hugh Jackman plays one of the characters, and he actually helping the Yeti find his family members, and he actually dresses him up as a human, and this is the outfit that they have, that they dress them up. It's an animated kids movie, obviously, and this is the outfit that they dress them up in. And I just loved the theme about this movie. About how they basically took every aspect of his clothing and put it into the shoe. For us, kind of like that gingham print style with the leather going across the midguard of the shoe and the suede in the back. They even hit it with the corduroy kind of in the top of the upper part of the shoe. I mean, and the tongue is actually all leather, and they've actually even crossed out the Air Max in there and put Susan, one of those. And the thing I like about the shoes, that most times with Air Maxes is they kind of have that crease, kind of, they start kind of de-aging and kind of crusting a little bit. But this is kind of wrapped in leather, so you kind of won't have that problem. But at the same time, I still don't want to like overdo them and wear them too much. But hands down, this is like, if I had to put a number, this would be probably my favorite 3 Air Maxes of my collection. And next on our list is the Air Max Para. Now, as you can see, I got the whole outfit when this came out. I just thought this was actually kind of like my this shoe is always gonna be special to me, because this is actually the first shoe I did a review on my channel. So this is always gonna have a special place in me, and I spent a lot of money getting this shoe. Para is actually a Dutch street artist. He's well known throughout the art community and the sneaker community. His shoes, actually, his first shoes, the Amsterdam Air Force Ones, they're like sneaker grail shoes. They almost resell for $15,000. So these shoes, not as much. They're kind of creeping up there, but nowhere near that. But these came out almost two years ago, about the summer of 2018. To me, they stuck out. I just loved everything about these shoes. And first, you start with the box. The box is all white, but the thing I loved about the box, it has that print on there. For us, like kind of like the colors that he's synonymous for using in his artwork, and like I just love how they put that into the shoe, into the shoe box. I just thought that was just dope. Like, I was like, oh, I have to have this shoe. And then it really retailed for $150. It was a very exclusive and hard to get shoe. I paid a lot more. I paid almost 4 times the price for this shoe, and at the time, I paid like average resale. It's like when this came out, because it just recently started going down. But you can kind of get these for almost between like $460 to $600, depending on your shoe size. But I think everything about this shoe is dope. To me, it's just like more of a real summer shoe, because it has white and it has that pink and that blue, kind of like the style that he's known for making in his artwork. I just thought everything about this shoe kind of stood out, and it was real dope. And actually, like, I usually wear these all together with the whole outfit. You just can't. That's just bam. Like, I love it. You can't hate on that. And so most definitely one of my favorite Air Maxes, just because of the history and homage towards this street artist Para that he puts into the shoes. And this is going to be my second to last shoe. This is actually probably my favorite Air Max of all time now. Actually, the one coming up is going to be my favorite, but this is, I'm sure, a lot of people's favorites. The Sean Witherspoon, who actually, what I told you about recently, was one of the winners of the Air Max design. He was like, this is the shoe that kind of went on and just it went crazy. Like, this shoe, when it came out, I had never seen such a frenzy over an Air Max. But when it came out, this shoe is kind of like a hybrid. One, because this is an Air Max 97, but it's also the Air Max 97 and the Air Max 90 had a baby. Because the top of it is the Air Max 97, but on the bottom part is the 90. So with the air bubble and also with the sole of it as well, you can see the sole. I mean, I've worn the hell out of these shoes, so they look dirty, but like I wear all my shoes. And this one, I wore this almost like every day, like that summer it came out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And then the thing I loved the most about this shoe was the box. Kind of how they had the corduroy of the Nike symbol in there. And also, I keep forgetting that it came with different shoestrings and like little different stickers, because you can take these little stickers off right here and put different ones on there. Everything about this shoe I love. I love the colors that they used, and I love the fact that all shoe is corduroy. Like, when's the last time you ever seen the all corduroy shoe? And the thing also I like about the shoe is that they're meant to be worn to get beat up, because like the more you wear them, the more beat up they get. But that's also kind of the longevity of the shoe, because it looks better as the more you wear them and beat them up. Like, this came out, like I said, this came out March of 2 years, and it was retail for $160, but this shoe resells for almost $1,500. So, and ever since last year, the hype has gone up about it even more after the last Air Max Day. So, hands down, one of my favorite Air Maxes of all times. Like, there's no shadow of a doubt. Like, you can't say Air Max Day without saying this shoe. And last but not least, I got one more to show you guys. I had this in the case still, and this still, I have the box, but I keep it in this case right here. Original Air Max 90 Safari Atmos. As I told you, original from the Atmos. This is kind of like one of their like, as you can see, some of it's actually peeling, because that's why I kind of try to keep it in that little white container. But to me, this is hands down one of my Grail shoes. I paid a lot of money for this. I'm not even gonna lie. I paid almost like I paid $800 for these, and these are almost so hard to get. At the time because I was saving for a trip to go to Japan, and that trip fell through, so all that money that I had left of that, I wouldn't pretty much spend into these, and got these. I was like, well, if I can't go, I'll just go ahead and buy some expensive shoes. And I got them for, actually, the deal I got them for, that was even cheap. The only reason why I got them for that, because they had a little piece of hair missing, and that's how they came. And it was a default. It was a factory default, because they came with the tags and everything on them. That was just the reason why they were the cheapest that they were. As far as the Air Max Safari Atmos pack, if you guys remember, the Atmos packs, actually the 95 and the 90, they re-released about a couple years ago, and they're still like reselling between $400 and $500 and $600. But these are the originals from, like I said, from 2009 when they originally came out. And you're lucky if you can get these pair for under $2,000. I even some places you can't even really get these because no one sells them anymore. You can look on eBay, and you may see about 3 or 4 pair, even on StockX. I think last time I checked, StockX only had like 3 pairs, and this was like $2,000. So this to me is like one of my Grail shoes. Hopefully I'll have it for a long time. I barely ever wear it. But you know, when I break it out, people already know, they like, yeah, those is the originals. So these are my Grails, and I hope you guys enjoyed my mumbling about Air Maxes. But Air Max to me is one of my favorite OG shoes. My favorite OG Air Max of all time would be the infrared OG Air Max 90. They're actually re-coming out, I think, again, like sometime in the end of the summer. No, actually sometime in fall. I heard they're re-releasing, so I'm going to get a couple pair of those just because I have to have them. Those are like my first sneakerhead like shoe. I remember I wore those shoes every day, running, working out, until I couldn't even wear them no more. So I can't wait for those to re-release, come out. Those are like my first big sneakerhead shoe, when I first started getting the sneakers. So but guys, drop me some comments. Let me know, what are your favorite Air Maxes of all time? Did you see any that you like that you have, or what? So like I said, drop me some comments. Let me know what those favorite Air Maxes are. Guys, Mr. Movie X takes us out, and I'll house you guys later.
I'm that bitch. Yeah. Been that bitch, still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. Forever be that bitch. Yeah. I'm the hood Mona Lisa. Break a nigga into pieces. Had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a pizza. Yeah. I'm way too exclusive. I don't shop on Insta boutiques. All them little ass clothes only fit fake booties. Bad bitch, still talking cash shit. Pussy like water, I'm a mother and relaxing. I would never trip on a nigga if I had him. Bitch, that's my trash, you the maid, so you bagged him. I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty. Yeah. Hacking, stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty. Hacking, stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Eat me and I'm recorded, but your edge up all I'm showing. I keep my niggas private, so it's AP all I'm showing. Beefing with you bitches really getting kinda boring. If it ain't about the money, then you know I'm gonna ignore it. I'm the shit. I need a mop to clean the floors, too much drip. I keep a knot, I keep a watch, I keep a whip. Let's play a game, Simon says I'm still that bitch.